Hey, what's going on? Wanted to give you guys an updated workshop tour where I do the helmets and all my stuff. It's been I don't know, maybe last year I did this. Showed you guys my workspace. Things have changed since then, as you can probably tell here. I finished the room off, did all the trim work and everything, actually sanded down the drywall, painted it, threw down a new piece of linoleum, and repainted my workbench, added some shelving and whatnot. Let me hit the light here. So yeah, here it is. Anyways, it's a pretty small room. It's about a 9x9 room. So here it is. Got some shelves up here with some helmets. Those are my masters for stunt pink and stunt black. If I ever need to remold those are the ones that I will remold. Got my bookcase here. Different manners of primer. Some mold release stuff, some silicone thickeners, Vaseline. This is pinstripe tape for finishing helmets. Here's the 3D printed Iron Man teeth. Some Bondo spreaders, acetone, different spray adhesives, 45, Super 77. Down here we got all manner of respirators with different filters on. Some for vapor, some for particles, some for both. This box is sort of just like my catch-all, where I throw a bunch of crap that, I don't use that often, but when I need it, I just throw everything in this box. That's oil clay for doing molds and whatnot. These are some file folders that I use to make the mohawk that goes around, that separates the mother molds when I'm making molds. That separates the two halves. Bottom shelf, I got some gel coat here. This is, you paint this in your molds. It's basically fiberglass resin, only it's colored, and it gets really super ridiculously hard. So it's a nice outer shell. You would back that with fiberglass then. What's this? This is calcium carbonate. This is to thicken urethane resins. Got my radio there. Got some silicones here, Rebound 40. Got some polyurethane resin, Smooth Cast 300. This is my little box where I rotocast the helmets over. So this is all the over spillage that falls out of the neck openings of the helmets. And this is probably like 15 pounds right now because it's that thick of plastic on the bottom here. So I got my molds here. Got screen red, stunt black, and that's screen black. Here got another shelf, baby powder for my molds, needle files, all manner of little tools and whatnot, tweezers, little spatulas, epoxy mixing straws, acid brushes back here. These are all my, that's where I keep all my sharp stuff like X-Actos. This is a scribing tool. Keep them in here because this has a wooden bottom and it's not going to break the tips off of my X-Acto blades and dull these tips and whatnot. So there's extra blades, X-Acto blades. I use these Z blades. They're coated so they stay really sharp. Sorry, this camera's shit. I got Bondo glass, got regular Bondo, spot putty. My friend just gave me this. He found this old ass tube of spot putty, which is still perfectly good because it's never even been open. It's still just as soft. Actually, it's softer than this new tube that I've been using because that's obviously been open for a while. Down here, got some drills, drill and an impact driver, so I keep all my pens and whatnot. Charger, it's an LED light. These are sanding tools. They take different belts on them, different grits. That's what the different colors are. Then whenever you want to change the belt, you just pull this back and the belt comes off and you can put a new one on. Down here, this is all my fiberglass mat, fiberglass cloth. These are fiberglass bubble rollers that take the bubbles out whenever you make molds or whatever you're making in fiberglass. Here's a smaller one, a little bit different. Fiberglass resin there, another can of Bondo. This is plasti paste, and that's the second part of it for making mother mold shells. Okay, what else? This stand I made out of one of those floor lamps. The shade for it melted, so I just bought a new lamp because they're cheap, and I made this into a stand. Just put a rubber ball on the top. I got some files here, some rollers. These are flexible rollers. Here, got my thermometer so I know how quick or how slow my resins are going to cure, silicones are going to cure, things like that. Got different grits of sandpaper here and a magazine rack to keep them separate. There's the yellow helmet I'm working on. Sanding blocks, spreaders. I save all these that you get in the mail, all these credit cards and things. I use those as Bondo spreaders. These are little sanding blocks I wrap sandpaper around. This is a little piece of aluminum. Wrap sandpaper around that. That's a cutting board that I mix Bondo on. Workbench again, just repainted that. A couple more molds. That's stunt pink and stunt white. Little exhaust fan there. Just some random tools. This is where I throw all my smaller bits of sandpaper. So if I ever just need a little piece of whatever, I grab it out of here. Chip brushes, always need a shit ton of chip brushes. There's just some rags in there. PVC pipe for stands to hold helmets up, that's 4-inch. Got cutting mats here, got a 4-foot straight edge, a magnetic bar here, just holding some tools that I use quite often. These are the chest coins from the movie. These are the Morpher coins. They're in this box ready to get molded. This is the fiberglass Black Ranger helmet that I pulled out of the mold in another video. I have to sand this inside just a little bit, and I finish it off with a final coat of just resin to make it nice and smooth inside. Reference picture for yellow, different tapes here, painter's tape, regular tape. This is actually drywall tape, but I use it for reinforcing the cuts where my mold's split. That's just regular Scotch tape. Roller cutter. These are epoxy putties, plastic weld. This is just a generic, I think Cobra's the brand, epoxy putty. This cures really quick, like 5 minutes. This takes about 20 minutes to an hour. Chopped fiberglass. I use that for the first coats inside fiberglass helmets. I dump that in whenever the resin is still gooey, so that these chopped fiberglass fibers actually embed themselves into that resin and lock that layer into the resin. So that's chopped fiberglass. Got gloves here. This is just mostly Dremel bits and razor blades, things like that. Saw my little mixing cups for polyurethane resin when I'm casting the helmets, popsicle sticks to mix them, just little shot glass cups in case I have to mix up a tiny bit of fiberglass resin or whatnot. More pinstripe tape, paper towels. That's my girlfriend's Pink Ranger helmet I still have to paint. That's a mannequin head. I just use that whenever I dump the chalk fiberglass in a helmet. I roll it around and then that catches all the excess and I just dump it back in. Yeah, laser level. I use this actually more often than you would think. Projects crosshairs and also just a dot. So there's that. That's about it, I guess. Got a shower curtain up here just to keep the dust. I don't do a whole lot of like real dusty work up here. If I have to sand something like crazy, I'll do it in the basement or I'll do it outside. But yeah, that's my little modest workspace, but I have everything in here that I need to get the job done. So, oh, here's some more little needle files. Use those a lot. So yeah, the real messy work I'll do down here in the basement. Okay, you can see there's some of the necks cut off of helmet casts. This is off the Black Ranger, the fiberglass one. You can see how thick I do the fiberglass and the resin. It's probably a good 1/4 inch thick. So that's really strong. My little shop vac cart that I made so that it can hold the hose there where I need it. My Dremel hanging up right here. So, sanders, that's where I do all the real messy work. Alright, so that's gonna about do it, I guess, for this year. I'll come back next year and take another video if my workshop changes anymore. Alright, if you guys have any questions or comments, whatever, leave them below. Maybe I'll answer them for you. Alright, later.